Everyone, it's Megan. Welcome back to Rogers Reads. So I have been waiting to do my May reading plans until I received a box from BookSparks, and it just got here. So this is for the Summer Reading Challenge, Sparks, and then here it says it's hosted by Paula Hawkins, the author of The Girl on the Train and her new book, Into the Water. Video is not sponsored. I just got the books or the box for free. So let's see what I got. I did get Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. I did not read The Girl on the Train or The Girl on the Train. I haven't read that. So I am going into this with no expectations. And It's Always the Husband by Michelle Campbell. Now I just recently watched Cece at Problems of a Book Nerd, her April wrap-up, which included this, and she only gave it a 1.5. So we'll see what I think about this. That kind of made me a little nervous. I really don't know anything about this, so I will let you know. I will be posting pictures and like brief synopsis or review on my Instagram. So if you don't follow me there, I'm Rogers Reads there, and I always have the link below. Follow me so you can get my thoughts on this a little quicker. One more thing in here. So there's a little bookmark. Just saying that Paula Hawkins is hosting this reading challenge. And then on the back it has a picture of a bunch of the books that they'll be giving away this summer. So it had sent a little card reminding you to post pictures on their Instagram and what hashtags to use. A really cool, pretty tote bag that you can use for going to the beach or the pool or whatever you're doing this summer. That is really good quality. So I look forward to using that. Some of my favorite colors in there. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about BookBuddyAthon, May 6th through the 12th, and Ginger at Sporty Gamer Reads invited me to be her book buddy, which I'm really excited about, so thank you so much. We had talked, I think she did a video last month where she talked about, I don't know if it was a haul maybe, she talked about Big Little Lies and how she wants to read it soon, and I had it on my shelf, so I had commented maybe we could do a buddy read. So that's going to be our buddy read for BookBuddyAthon next week. For the next challenge, read a book that starts with the first letter of your buddy's name. I chose The Garden of My Iman, which was in, I believe, my winter book haul. This is a YA book, or actually it's a middle grade book, dealing with a Muslim girl who, I believe she's moving to a new school, and or maybe a new girl moved to her school that's also Islamic. And she has a crush on a boy, and so it's just looks like a cute little diverse middle grade book, so I wanted to read that. And it's only, since Big Little Lies is almost 500 pages, I tried to stick with very quick, short books for the rest of them. This one is like 225 pages, and it's got pretty big font, so that should be a quick read. Next, Ginger's favorite color is purple, So I picked that it has a purple spine and it has purple flowers on the cover. Love Letters by Debbie Macomber. This is just over 300 pages, but I can usually get through Debbie Macomber books really quickly. The next challenge, I sent a picture of 3 books. I believe they were all library books. And she read Nimona and said it was really good, so that's the book she picked for me. And then the last challenge, read a book that you've been wanting to read, that's been calling to you from your shelf, is The Distance Between Us. So that is the one I picked for myself. So there is my BookBuddyAthon TBR. I'm not going to call this a TBR, because in my last TBR, I think I had like 18 books, and I might have read 1 or 2 of those. So I'm just going to tell you some of my tentative, optional choices for May. Because now I did already read the original Ginny Moon, which released on May 1st. This was a debut author, Benjamin Ludwig, and he is from New Hampshire, and I live in New Hampshire, so I really wanted to read it. I read it in about 2-3 days. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads. I'll talk about it more on my May wrap-up. Next are books that I have been working on, and I am continuing to work on. I'm reading The Stranger Beside Me by Anne Rule. I'm almost halfway through it. I found a true crime book group on Facebook called Murderitos. I will link that below. So hopefully I can finish it by the end of the month, so I can chat with them about it in that group. Next, I have been working on a book of American Martyrs by Joyce Carol Oates. This is 736 pages. I am around page 225. It is really good. I'm really enjoying it. It's a very heavy book. It's about a man who murders an abortion doctor, and it is going into each side, like the man who killed the doctor's history and his family, and it's going into the doctor's family and personal history. So it's really interesting. I'm really enjoying it, but it's very heavy and deep, and it's not difficult as far as I'm finding it difficult to read, but it's very emotional and really gives you perspective on each of these people. Library book, it was due yesterday, which is fine. It's at my library. There are no fines. What I did was put a hold on the book again, so that another one will come in from another library in the library system, and when that one comes in, I'll return this one. There's only like 2 holds out of 92 copies, so I'm not too worried, but still, this copy belongs to my library, so then they can put it back up on the shelf, and someone else from my library can have a chance to read it, and I can still finish another copy. I would like to read Salt Houses by Hala Alyan. This came out, this was released yesterday. This is an ARC, so I would like to get to it this month so I can review it. It has something to do with Kuwait and Saddam Hussein, and so that should be interesting. And Small Great Things by Jodi Picoult. I just have been wanting to read this, and an Instagram friend said they might want to buddy read it, so I am just waiting to hear from them. I don't know when they'll have time. We might do that this month, we might not. I'm not sure. Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West is the book of the month buddy read for Julie from Pages and Pens buddy read Facebook group. I read By Your Side last month. Loved it. Really like her writing. This will be a quick read. So I'm going to hopefully read that sometime this month so I can discuss it in that group. I borrowed American War by Omar El-Haggad from the library. I'd actually put a hold on it. Sorry for the glare. I had put a hold on it, I think in January or February. It took quite a while to get it. I don't know if I'm going to get to it, so I might have to return it and then put a hold on it again. But I really do want to read it. It's kind of dystopian. It sounds like something like the near future if a second civil war happens in America. I picked up Lucky Boy by Shanti Sikram at the library. Also, again, Side of Unrequited, borrowed from the library. We'll see if I have time for it. This is Nonfiction Trans Portraits, Voices from the Transgender Community by Jackson Wright Schultz. Hopefully I can at least skim through this and maybe read some of the individual accounts, if not all of the extra. If I enjoy it, then maybe I'll get my own copy. I picked up the Great Illustrated Classic version of Moby Dick because I couldn't get through 30 pages of the full novel, so I thought, well, maybe I'll just introduce myself a little more to the plot and the characters, and maybe that'll help me get through the full novel. If not, then at least I can say I know a little more about the novel, even if I don't read the full novel. The Hen Who Dreamed She Could Fly by Sun-Mi Huang. Are You My Mother? A comic drama. This is a graphic novel by Alison Bechdel. I had borrowed this from the library once before, I think for BookBuddyAthon, and I didn't get to it, so I picked it up again. There are 3 books that I just picked up at the library yesterday. I don't know if I'm going to get to them this month or not, but I have this, I don't need to borrow more books from the library, but I always just tend to I'll sit there and read, but we're usually there for a couple hours because the kids will do their homework there and stuff, and my eyes will start to get tired, so I'll get up and walk around, and of course I always find something that I need to borrow. This is The Big Smoke by Adrian Matejka? I have no idea. This is a poetry book, but the theme is the legendary Jack Johnson, who was the first African American heavyweight world champion in boxing, and the poetry follows his life and his story, so I thought that sounded interesting. Ethan Frome by Edith Wharton. I have never read anything by Edith Wharton, but again, it's really short, and it's a New England author. New England takes place in Massachusetts, so I wanted to pick it up, and the cover caught my eye, and I thought it'd be a quick read. And finally, I picked up I Got This to Gold and Beyond by Laurie Hernandez. This is her autobiography, or like a memoir of her trip to the Olympics, and I need to read a book for, I think it's for Book Riot, Read Harder Challenge, that read a book about sports, and it could be the Pop Sugar Challenge, I get them confused, but either way, I don't usually read books about sports. I'm not a huge sports fan. I like watching gymnastics when I can. That's everything, I think. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Please give me a thumbs up. Comment. Tell me if you've read any of this stuff. Tell me if you're doing the BookBuddyAthon. If you haven't already, subscribe so you can get notifications about more of my videos. And I will see you next time.